year. One personal one I will discuss is I finally made the switch. From what? From Coke to Pepsi? From Diet Coke to Diet Pepsi? From a Big Mac to a quarter pounder with cheese? From a Whopper to a Baconator? Nah. I made the switch from 2K, which is high definition, to 4K, Ultra HD. And I got to tell you, this past week, when I just share this brief story with you before the show closes, as always, it was a great holiday season. New Year is right upon us. But I basically have, so it's the Samsung house. It's the Samsung house, and no, this is not a paid advertisement. I love the Samsung products, the TVs. They're second to none, like a lot of people. So my friends and I, as you know, we're all techies. We go through our instant message is iMessage daily, and we start talking about, 4K TVs, latest and greatest. And my last major upgrade for like family room TV was back in 2009. So you're sitting here saying, oh, 6 years ago. And that's when my wife purchased me a Samsung LED 55-inch screen, and it was a heck of an upgrade. But fast forward 6 years later, what's everyone talking about? What we talk about all the time is internet streaming and set-top boxes and traditional cable going down the drain, and watching the show when you want to watch it, binging when it really meets your schedule. So I got to tell you, Sunday morning, just before I'm leaving for church, I turned on the TV, the Samsung, and what happened? I'm just hearing a clicking noise. I don't see anything coming up on the screen. So I'm sitting there and I'm rebooting, power supplies behind the TV, you name it, unplugging the TV, trying different supplies, plugging directly into the wall, nothing. So I see I have a problem. I did some research on it, and it's like it's a known issue with blown capacitors with the Samsung TVs. But I was in the midst of heading to church, going to be there for a few hours, and then coming back, and Jets and Patriots were on. Without a doubt, was the game of the year. So, the question came about: was I ready for a 4K TV? Yes or no? And for the most part, the salesperson is going to tell you, yes, you want this 4K, but the salesperson is wrong because, if the screen is smaller than 55 inches, you won't see the difference. But you're okay if the screen is under 65 inches. You got to think about it. It's an investment. You can get a 55-inch Samsung or Vizio TV for about $500. I wound up going to Sears. I got a 4K for about $1,100. But guess what? You sit there and you say, okay, so where's the 4K content? And outside of House of Cards, we got to give a shout out to Frank Underwood. There's not much 4K content out there. No sports league or network has committed to 4K production. Your cable set-top boxes cannot handle 4K, nor will it ever. But, as you know, specific Android set-top boxes have that capability. These set-top boxes are available now for 4K streaming. Some house cleaning, you got to make sure your ISP, your internet service provider, can handle the needs for the specific bandwidth. You're going to need a minimum of 25 megabytes going down. So, I was looking at my situation and wondering, does it make sense? My current ISPs providing me 75 up, 75 down. So I said, okay, I'm okay there. There's the amazing 2K TVs are super cheap now. 4K is getting cheaper, but not as cheap as a 2K. Like I said, there's going to be about a $400 or $500 difference. At least that's what I noticed. But there's nothing like pulling up that picture quality of that 4K TV. I mean, it's taken that. I mean, watching something in 4K or even in 2K nowadays, totally, you have to question yourself if you want to have that in-stadium experience when you're watching a game. So you have to think that most of these 2K screens are going to be, they're going to make sense for you because, 2K is in a movie theater. 80% of households can't experience 4K at all. So there's going to need to be a major uptake in, kind of blowing out the old TVs and getting in the new ones. Big question is, why did I buy it? It was totally an impulse buy. I would say about 2 months ago, I recently purchased an affordable Vizio LED 40-inch 2K smart TV for my home office, and I paid about $319. I mean, the home office is a smaller setting, but I kind of went on a leap of faith with this 4K Samsung 55-inch TV. The time for 4K is here. I mean, very shortly, the industry will be at the end of life for 2K sets, meaning, all the 4K TVs are going to play 2K content. They already do. 4K content will eventually become available, and one day the NFL will produce and broadcast games in 4K, or they will skip straight to 8K or virtual reality. Could you imagine that? Or something else entirely. I'm going to say maybe tomorrow, or maybe I'll wait till January 1, but I've received the hardware for the capacitors. I'm going to take apart my old TV, replace the capacitors, and try to boot that TV up to see if I can pull it off, because I just got the package today. That is just, the idea and me dealing with 4K and looking at this type of technology, because I'm a technologist by trade. With all that being said, it was a great 2015. I want to thank you for downloading the podcast. For those of you that had listened live, I want to thank the folks that constantly reach out, the PR firms, everyone. It's not just a one-person show. I can sit here and say I'm the greatest person of all time, but there's so many people that are around that make this podcast happen. I want to thank our friends at the Happy Hour Network. I want to thank our friends at Imagination Unlimited Network, those at Life Improvement Radio, UNIR1 Radio, NGSC Sports, I-95 Sports Network, FSC Radio, XRP Radio in the UK. I want to thank